Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 137 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have all of our players here today. Same as always. We have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. I'm going to go ahead and just real quick jump into the recap, and we're going to jump into stuff. I'm about to sneeze. I can feel it. So let's see how this goes. And when
Okay,
it happens,
brace.
I
Pineapple.
feel it. Pineapple. Uh, Last session, everyone was having a really good time in the Wise One's parapet, a ruin that
Hmm.
had an artifact inside of it that you knew cultists were interested in. And you all decided that, hey, what if we get rid of that, though? And maybe also some cultists, pile it all on top of each other, two birds, one stone style. So you arrive at the parapet inside of the Forest of Eden, which is incredibly beautiful and magically charged and full of abominations. Um, but all of you make your way in past the traps and the construct guards. You make your way through a hallway full of stone women that try to also make you into stone people. But all of you avoid that expertly. Not a single person even considered turning to stone. Too powerful. And then all of you made your way forward into the last room where the shadow was going to attempt to use the power of the drum, which seems to be the power source for this parapet, um, to see if it can separate itself from these bits of shadow that hang to it, these memories. That they're not theirs. They don't want them. Hangers on. And
Hmm.
so the shadow grasps the drum and attempts to begin this ritual, which immediately activates the guard in the space after the drum is touched, which is a large vehicle type construct, a large engine that bursts free and begins to rampage through the room. And as it is on its last legs, going to see if it can take any lives before it is fallen, it is felled by the shadow of Fenrir, who is booted from the shadow. The rest of the memories holding on to that space, but letting one go. And this shade is furious and not interested in going anywhere, causing everyone to leap into combat as you try to take this shade down and are just trying to chip away at this thing. And I'll tell you, by the end of the combat, he was bloodied. So I'll just put that
Mm,
on the table.
mm.
This is a shadow of a god. It is a piece of a god. Uh, but you all continue to run around and try to distract it as people fall and are brought back up again. A crab stands mano a mano for a while with
Yeah.
the god Fenrir, as the conglomerate of shadows make their way around, trying to bind Fenrir as they had once before, to vanquish it and send it on its way. No longer needed, no longer necessary. And as they make their way to the last leg, so to speak, in many ways, the last leg of Fenrir, the last leg of this combat, um, the last leg any of you have to stand on. Um, the shadows politely request to the closest person, who happened to be Keld, who happened to be right next to the last leg to bind. And then he was devoured. He's gone. Rough stuff, bud. Um, they requested that for them to have a better chance of binding Fenrir, that Keld place his hand inside the beast's mouth. And after considering for a moment, reaches forward, and there is this connection again with memories that Keld had acquired from the shadow. Images of betrayal and a man losing his hand as a monster realizes it was tricked. And then that becomes Keld's reality as Fenrir is torn asunder by his binds, and Keld stares at the empty space in front of him, where his arm once stood about here and up. Keld, the world around you fades. It gets incredibly dark. And you're just staring at, in this case, nothing.
Hmm.
There's blood spilling onto the floor. You can hear your breath, and it just turns to rumbling thunder in your ears, and you feel incredibly dizzy. You feel sick. You feel nausea, and you feel it well up and into your throat as you stare at your lack of hand. And you can hear voices murmured. You don't know who they belong to. You couldn't pinpoint them if you tried, and they are not important to you.
Mm.
It seems difficult to stand. It seems you are moving one direction while the world moves in the opposite. And you look to the side and you make eye contact with Nyx for the first time. Nyx, you see Keld, who has just been breathing heavily and staring at where his hand once was, breathing heavy, looks to you, and you watch his eyes roll back into his head, and he's gonna fall.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
She's gonna run over immediately, casting heal
Well,
with, trying to yell to him, but there's still pink bubbles coming out, so
oh yeah.
no one knows what she's saying.
So yeah, she yells in bubbles
In
and kind
bubbles.
of holds Keld as she's kind of like pushed to the ground by his weight. Um,
Squish.
but you watch as this wound heals up immediately, but does not regrow the hand. There's no
Which,
longer blood spilling from the wound, but it is cauterized in the most polite way. Um,
you got a whole 72
polite.
HP back there.
Wow.
Good.
That's
there you go.
nice.
Nyx, as you scream in in an ad Keld,
uh.
as your words are just bubbles. Eventually, one large bubble, and then pops, and your voice just yells out into the space. So you are back to speaking as normal, and that's where we're gonna pick up.
Just trying to shake him awake.
Has Nana gotten Fen back up? I confess I'm a little
Fen
muddy on where we
Fen
wound
had
up.
HP from Roshan, I believe.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is technically up. But Keld, you start like blinking. Oh, everybody, welcome back. We're back again, boys.
Where did we
As
leave off?
Keld is healed in this moment. The wound where his hand once was healed over, but no hand to be seen. So Keld is conscious and being held aloft by Nyx, but there is something certainly lacking.
Uh,
Hold your hand.
Roshan will float down to the ground and over to him and apologize profusely. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I don't. And then kind of stun.
A stunned
Exciting on in the room other than.
Try one more time, Josh. You're a bit warbly.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He vanished.
Oh, I still see him.
I see him. He looks frozen though.
Yeah.
Greg. Yeah,
Oh.
that hit the right time. Can you hear me?
He'll
Okay.
be back. He'll be back. He'll be
A
back.
little bit, yeah.
God.
So what were you? Okay.
Um.
Anybody else?
Nana's just kind of stunned, trying to take stock of if anybody else took, an arm's worth of damage around.
I
Seems
mean,
like most
everyone
people are-
looks terrible.
Yeah.
But everybody, most of the team members seem to still have limbs. I mean,
good.
all of you watched Keld put
Yeah.
his arm into Fenrir's mouth, dropping his shield to do so. That was very blatantly done.
Nana will go over and pick up the shield And ask, can I help you get it on your back or something?
Oh, yeah. Might be a little difficult to carry right now.
A bit. Oh my God, Keld. First off, you turned blue, and now this.
And Roshan, I don't know why you're apologizing.
It just that wouldn't have happened. Didn't need to happen.
Agreed.
The wound didn't need to happen, but I don't know how much longer we all could have lasted against that shade without that distraction.
Me either. I was getting worried.
I mean, full disclosure, Nana is sitting at 4 points of health out of a total of like 80 some odd. So she's not looking great herself. None of us are looking great.
What do we have for potions? We all need to heal up. We don't want to be casting magic here if we don't have to.
Right.
Roll me a D100.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
about to ask
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, guys. I've got
Magic.
one more potion in my
Wild
pack.
magic, wild magic.
I think
Wild
I've still
magic,
got
wild
one too.
magic.
God, I'm so bad at reading these. It hurts my brain every time.
The double
15.
digits comes first.
I know, I have to set them in the correct order every time. It's 15.
I see.
So that's going to be. Sorry, I have to do math for yours. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
It's okay.
I don't like that.
People started easier into 6. That's 10. Nyx, your body just seems to. There's kind of just a rush of energy from this healing magic that you just cast, and you feel like some of it just slowly kind of places itself against your body. And as this has been happening, your body has been slowly putting itself back together and healing wounds. You heal.
Sympathetic heals.
Wow.
Sibling
just double
heals.
checking.
Some for you,
Yeah,
some for
you
me.
heal. Okay. Yep. Nope. I keep trying to dispute it, but that's how math works. Nyx, you're gonna heal 50 hit points.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
All right. I look a lot better,
Ooh.
guys.
Jesus.
What a lucky one to get outside of combat.
Right?
Very lucky, yes.
Because it was a per round situation. So you just get all these points rapid fire. You go through a minute and you get all these hit points
Huh.
back.
Damn.
The heck?
That's great. Whew. Well, thank goodness Nyx is looking a lot better. That was kind
Doesn't
of
normally
Looks like
do
you could
that.
use a
I
little something
place.
too. Nana.
wonder if
Looks like you could use something too.
Still,
I'll take a potion. I'll take a potion. It's fine. Let's. Do we need to be in this room? Can we find
Roshan, how
a
are you?
safer place?
I'm not sure if it's just this tower. Have we used anything in the vicinity, or is there anything else we need to find or do here before we leave? I mean, I just don't want to be vulnerable if someone else shows up.
Right. Right.
I think leaving should be our
And I honestly
goal.
don't want to go back through that house of horrors if we need to come back here for something.
I'm gonna take a look around the perimeter of the room and look for any additional doorways, any additional chambers, stairways, levels, whatever else there is to explore here, and take
Go
stock.
ahead and roll a perception check.
Can Roshan investigate the magical situation here? Like, ostensibly, we just sucked up the biggest, like, the engine. Like, there's no blue flashes anymore.
Yeah, you are
does
standing. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, can he tell if the wild magic will persist and or if the invisibility of the tower will persist without this thing?
Well, you just watched wild magic happen, but
Yeah.
the room is currently slowly darkening as this was the light source in the room, and you're watching what looks like just a broken in half stone that now sits in that pedestal, just slowly fading into nothing. Just a stone with no magic to be seen upon it. And the only way to know if the tower is visible is to go see if the tower is visible.
Mm.
I think we should get outside.
Yeah.
Nana
Is
did
there-
roll a 24 perception check.
There are spots in this room that are aggressively covered in rubble,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they once went somewhere.
Okay.
This was once a protective barrier that was supposed to protect something, and it is the last one standing. So ostensibly it was attached to something else,
Mm.
but the amount of manpower and time it would take to try and start doing anything about that
Mm-hmm.
is not in the next, couple hours and or
Right.
days.
Sure. So this is the final chamber in the tower. We have seen everything there is to see inside this structure.
You think so?
What's the state of the drum?
It is currently broken in half and now is faded fully into an inert state, and the room becomes very dark.
Hmm.
All right.
Start
Anyone
using
with
my produce
dark
flame again.
vision? Should
I
we
mean-
inspect that thing?
Nana's
Uh,
gonna make a torch.
I can take a look. Roshan's could be better at telling the state of a magical item than I would.
We probably just want to make sure it's definitely not of use, not fixable.
Yeah.
Right.
About what size is it?
The drum itself is about a head size, about solid head size. It's not very big.
Hit size.
Can we
We could just bring it with then? Maybe?
Perhaps,
take it
unless
with? It's in
trapped.
two separate pieces. Keep the pieces separate.
Make sure there's nothing that will activate once you take it off that pedestal. The last thing we need is another goddamned trap.
Yeah.
I'll be very careful, and Fen will do his best to inspect it. Roshan, can you lift this magically?
If it's the size of a head made out of stone, no. Not without casting a spell and getting wild magic.
Right.
All right, Fen's gonna try and take a look at it and make sure there's nothing obviously trapped about it. And if it doesn't look trapped, he's gonna try and pry it free with his kukri.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Is there any way that I might be able to assist him? I know I don't have dark vision, but I could bring a torch.
You can bring a torch over, sure. Sure, take advantage. Why not? Both of you certainly know what's going on with this thing.
Yeah, I don't trust this. I don't trust this. I've seen Indiana Jones.
both
Nana
of us.
hasn't, but I have.
Quite the experts.
So-
Let's observe. What do we got?
19.
The amount of complex runes encompassing the pillar it is on, the things that are placed around it, the place that the engine once was, the creature. It is like just these itty bitty tiny runes everywhere, and they mean jack diddly to you. Nothing is currently illuminated.
Roshan, can you?
It is currently broken and resting on the pedestal. You know that it was kind of like upright and maybe slightly floating above, and then it went boof. So
there's nothing like mechanically trapped that we can see.
yeah, I mean, it is covered in runes that look like they are meant to trigger things,
Okay.
but you don't know if that was already done.
Roshan, can you?
Uh-oh. Fen, Then come back.
read any of this, Roshan?
I'm
I'm here.
I can try. Does it bear any meaning to Roshan?
You can roll Arcana. I'll be
Anna's
taking note of
illuminating them
time.
rooms real good.
This is going to start making us hit verging on half an hour if we
Okay.
are investigating all these things and reading.
I got a 26 Arcana.
Hell yeah, bud.
These runes have many purposes as you are taking a glance at them. One of them is 1,000% to trigger the engine that sprung up and started attacking. You can kind of
Oh,
pinpoint
good.
that. You can pinpoint that these runes were meant to kind of shunt power in different directions. That this thing was sort of made into this big battery, and yeah, he doesn't care about my battery talk. You start talking about a sweet battery, and everyone
Sweet
leaves.
magical battery.
You
Nobody
bring a
likes
sweet
my
magical battery
talk.
into the game, and then everybody leaves you.
I guess the
Every-
internet just doesn't
Everybody.
like sweet magical batteries. The internet
That's-
feels threatened.
I wish I was a sweet magical battery. But what Roshan is able
I
to
do too.
acquire is that this battery powered everything in this tower. And also, because I assume Roshan wouldn't keep this to himself. You don't know if this spell is currently still active. But there is oh, this is the part you might want to hear.
Perfect.
The battery does power the tower and moves magic around, does it start the engine, but also powers up a power word kill on whoever made of flesh touches the drum.
Ahoo! Well then.
You just don't know if those things are still active. That's the thing. The power word kill is up in the air for you.
Great. I'm thinking we should leave it as is then. Let's actually hope that it is still active, and
If one
perhaps
of,
we can let Bosch or Ing just come down here and find it and not be as smart as us.
That'd be great. That'd be so nice. It'd be so efficient, so fast, so easy. Like nothing else has been.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think we should get out of here. I don't know if the Drum was actually keeping this tower in one piece with the oppression of the forest bearing down on it at all times. I wouldn't be surprised if this place crumbled within 24 hours.
Let's get outside, I suppose, and try and figure out where a safe place is for us to stay. All the way
Probably.
out in the forest, I don't think is a good option, considering the trees took a particular disliking to Keld and the briars took a particular disliking to me. But it can't be worse than a tower coming down on our heads.
How far from the edge of the forest was the tower again?
Stealthing, it took you guys over 30 minutes to go through.
Well, I think we should take a rest, be safe, and perhaps outside the tower, and then make it out of the forest before we take anything longer.
All right. Okay. Let's get out of here and regroup. And let's make sure that we don't trigger anything else on our way out.
Yeah.
So all of you begin to make your way back through the hallway past the crumbled mass of statues, and use the rope that you had placed to make your way back up the stairs. And you are now on the main floor. The door is currently not the most usable way out because you put a bunch of rubble in front of it. But you are welcome to move that, or you can head all the way to the top and then try and find a way down.
Well, how are we going to get Keld down from up there with one hand? That's... Oh, but how are we going to get all this rubble? Oh, I hate this. Okay. Let's figure this out. Really made
If
this...
you're Nix, do you have any? I could. It wouldn't last very long. Do you have any wild shapes left? Something.
Well,
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
If we take a rest inside the tower
I-
first, then I'll have some.
The tower is currently silent.
I
and
would
just-
like to
it's just
go up.
dark.
There's always that option.
I tell you what, let's go to one of the rooms we've already cleared. I don't particularly like the idea of the entryway, but if that seems best to you all, that's fine. Let's make our way to a room we've already secured, we already know has been dealt with. Rest for a short time, and then figure our way out from there.
Let's go upstairs. It's the most defensible.
Sounds
Just
like a plan.
watch your step on the stairs. I would also like to make sure we're not walking into a trap outside. And that balcony seems the best. The parapet of the parapet seems the best way to take a look down into the surrounding
Maybe
side.
the
That's what it's
middle
built for.
floor?
This would be the top floor, is where the balcony is.
Yeah, so maybe we should go to the middle.
Sure. And then we can maybe have one or two of us go up to the parapet tower itself and scout down once we've had a chance to catch our breath.
I mean, Fen, go ahead and roll investigation as you make your way upwards.
17.
Nothing stands out to you. There are the things that you saw prior, and you can see the marks on the stairs where you stepped last time. But there is, now that you are in this space, in its new state, there is definitely a hum missing. There is definitely energy missing. It now feels like an actual ruin.
No more of that
So
pulsing blue light, I'm assuming.
no,
Um,
it is incredibly dark. You have your torch,
just-
but you need it.
As we are going, Nana would like to keep an eye out on the side with the Lantern of Revealing to make sure that we're not being spied on, peeked at, divined in some fashion.
You can go ahead and roll a perception check.
17?
Nothing stands out to you. Who's going to the balcony? Okay. Fen and Nana, you're welcome to make your way up to the only floor that really has like a good source of light in it. The one below has light that's able to sort of peek through from the stairs and bits and cracks, but this one, boy howdy, does she get whatever light the forest lets be there. So both of you make your way up and are able to make your way and sort of edge your way onto the balcony. And you look down and look at the stones of the balcony, and then you realize you are looking down at the stones of the balcony. And you look at the wall, the tower is visible.
Wow.
Well, we can only hope that they arrive here on the new moon and don't realize anything's wrong. We'll see.
Well, let's hope whatever we broke was what they were looking.
Hopefully.
That probably
Hopefully.
means whenever they get here, they're gonna realize something's wrong.
Mm.
Middle area team, anything of import as you all sort of take the space and sit as Nana and Fen go up.
If it is the intent to take a short rest, then Roshan will start humming a song of rest, something soothing. Although he doesn't sound very soothed by it.
So that gives everybody an extra D6 if they use hit dice.
Correct.
Okay. So nobody get too excited yet. Everybody calm down. Put your dice away. Excited yet, boys?
Oh no.
There's no resting. God.
Don't. I'm not jumping ahead an hour. No. But Fen, if you said anything while you were on that balcony, we did not hear it. So if there's something you wanted to say.
Oh no. I
Perfect.
guess not.
God.
God, man. That's how the cookie
Hear you
crumbles
now?
sometimes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm? I can hear his room buzz.
Yeah. Fen, are you
Like the
trying to
buzzing
say
is-
anything?
No.
Nope.
I guess not.
So everybody in the middle space, Nana, is there anything you're doing up there? Or are you just being like, the tower, she's visible?
Nana is using this opportunity to get a bird's eye view on the surrounding forest, the surrounding clearing, looking for any movement or change.
You can roll a perception check.
It's an 8.
Nana, this forest is in constant motion. There are
Yeah.
things everywhere. The fact that you made it as far as you did last time without being attacked is astounding, you think, as you look out at the just constant move of every branch and the crack of every twig. And you can't get eyes on anything, but you know it's all alive and moving. It is a dangerous place that you got the luck of the draw walking through.
Lucky us! Hooray! Okay. Well, I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of any of this. I can't tell if there's any person making their way over here. Let's take our rest, Fen, and I'll have another look in a bit. Yeah, I feel like unless
I'll
Kyle
stay
comes
here.
back right
Don't think there's
now,
much more I can do for
Nana
myself.
will probably drag Fen
Need
back
a
over to the
full
party
night's
and,
rest
and
to get through
try
this.
and get a short rest in for the both of us.
He says he's staying up here.
Just staying.
Yeah, up near the balcony.
Yeah, I'll stay and watch. See if there's anything that stands out.
You gonna be able to rest like that at all?
I don't think much. I don't think a rest of an hour is going to help me at all.
Okay. All right. I'm fatigued. I'm not seeing straight. I'll be more used to you in an hour. Stay safe.
I will. I'm just a shout away.
Nana will go down and take a rest because, by God, she needs to lie down for a bit.
All right. So, Nana, you were going to be slightly behind the others on a rest. We have just hit 1 hour since you murdered the Shade of Fenrir.
Hooray! Do we
Return
know if that
Finn
was the
to the
right thing to
dirt.
do? Who knows?
Fen, go ahead and give me a perception check as you are doing an active guard duty. Was you?
Scary.
Is that a sneeze? Gesundheit?
I don't know. Ghost in the machine.
No.
So,
Be nice,
sorry,
Ghosty.
am I dropping again?
You're not
Value
doing
needed.
super well, but what did you get on your perception check?
26.
Ah, I see it. I see it and I hear it. Okay. Fen, you kind of get the same realization that Nana did of this forest is alive and active, and you guys were just lucky. Magic was very useful in shielding you for you to go forward. There are things everywhere, and you think more so than before. Is it because you guys were here, actively fighting things and throwing around magic? Yeah, probably. But the forest is dangerous and you can see that at a glance. But nothing else is currently standing out to you besides that things are lying in wait everywhere in this forest.
Maybe, hopefully, that means we'll get a warning if something else comes in.
All right. Anything else from team casually sitting together and lounging?
Mm. Not that I can think of.
Well,
Keld,
does Keld
how's-
still have the ring, or did that get eaten?
Oh yeah.
I hope it was on the
Yeah.
other hand. I would hope it would
I-
be on his dominant hand.
Never
Why
know
would
with
that be the
rings.
case? Who wears a ring on their dominant hand when they're in combat?
I mean, I don't know. I
Could
don't
be
know what the
not.
proper etiquette is for ring combat wearing. I don't know.
If everybody would let me get to it, Keld, roll me a
Okay.
d20.
Oh boy.
Hmm. 14.
Where does a hand go if it gets eaten by a shadow?
These are the questions. These are the questions to ponder when we're high later.
It's your lucky day. You still have a ring.
Hooray!
So exciting for you.
Hooray. That's
Is it?
good.
It is. That gives us one whole use of pass without traits today if we
The
need
DM
it.
made it sound
does!
not very exciting.
Keld, how are you feeling?
I've definitely felt better, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm okay right now.
Okay. Is there anything that we can do for you?
I don't know.
I mean,
I think.
I'm assuming we didn't even see the hand, like, down there, or...
I am sure if you guys saw a hand on the floor, you would have
Yeah.
picked it up.
I feel like we would have, so it's just gone.
It was pulled
Yeah,
down
it is not
into
there.
something. It's wherever the shadows
Weird question. But magic is also weird. Can you still feel that hand?
go. Can I?
What a nightmare fucking question. to give
It's a
somebody
nightmare fucking
phantom
thing to
limb
think.
syndrome immediately.
No, I mean,
Uh.
like, can he feel the hand wherever it is? Like,
Oh god.
like, is it? Can he? I don't know what
It's petting a
the
dog right
inside of a shadow wolf god's gut feels like, but
Um, Keld, if you would like to roll something to see if you think you still have a connection with your severed hand, you are welcome to. And I will let you pick what that is because I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I'll let you balls to the wall, whatever. Yeah, it could be
It's like it could
anything.
be
You,
What?
follow your
you
heart.
pick whatever
Follow
you
your
want to
heart.
roll. Whatever skill you want to roll to see if you can still feel your hand, you are welcome to do so.
Feel like what makes sense would be perception or medicine,
Sure.
which are both +1. 19.
Mm. Oh, well.
Um, Keld, it is a new normal you are getting used to in the sense of you are not used to it in the span of an hour and 10 minutes that it has been since your arm was ripped from your body.
Mm-hmm.
You take a moment to see if there is some cosmical explanation or connection or something that still binds you to that piece of you that is gone.
Hmm.
And there isn't.
Mm.
That thing was torn from your body. You watched Fenrir explode into a million terrible pieces. You can only assume your hand went with it. It is
Yeah.
eviscerated.
Woof.
It is gone.
No, I'm not feeling anything, Nana.
Sorry to ask such a grim question, but I don't know.
Seemed like an interesting question.
I don't know what the
Keld, you
right
reach for your
questions are
water
to ask.
skin and then you have to switch hands to reach for it.
Yeah.
Um,
But
that seems to be happening a lot, Keld, as you sit here.
Yeah.
You keep trying to use it, and then you have to just readjust.
This is gonna take some getting used to.
right, right. Well, there's magics I've heard tell of that might be able to regrow it or replace it, and hopefully we can find that soon. Once we get out of here, we'll do what we can. We're not going to leave this like this. I promise.
I believe that. We'll get there.
I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
I think we did the best we could, honestly.
If that's the best that we could do, I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, we finished what we were doing here.
Did we? Do we know that that's what they were after? Do we know that we've actually averted the end of days?
Well, there is something in the back of your mind that begins to itch.
Mhm.
We did what we came here to do. And you know Ing is coming to this exact fucking spot.
Mhm.
No other generals, just Ing.
I mean, there's still more that could be done here.
Yeah. Set up an ambush for a bastard and hope that we can catch him in our net.
Yeah.
I can't get
I
us
don't
back to
know
town
what-
for at least a day anyway.
Mm.
I don't have the power to.
If we rested, do we want to try to rest?
I don't know that I want to leave this place without some kind of eyes on it. If we had some way to know if someone was coming so that we could poof back, then I'd feel better, but neither do I relish the thought of splitting all of us up, and I also don't think that we're in any position to stay in this horrible place. There's no good options.
I mean, we're okay in here for now. I don't know about out in the forest, though.
I do not want us taking any length of rest in the forest. It is... I took a look out from up on the parapet's top, and Fen looked as well, and there's so much moving out there. There's so much life out there in that forest. We are obscenely lucky that nothing decided to take a piece out of us on our way here. And something very nearly did. Now, if we're going to stay here, I think it's got to be in or in the very immediate vicinity of the tower. Dangerous as that might be. But Fen and I did take a look out up top. The tower is visible. The stones are visible. So if anything comes here before the new moon and knows that it shouldn't be seen before then, the game's up. And they might well flee. And then where are we going to be?
Good point.
I don't know. So long as this random magic effect thing keeps happening, at least we can hope that their party is not prepared for that eventuality, and we can at least use that to our advantage. Hopefully, they arrive only on the new moon, but if they come sooner, I don't know if there's any illusory magic we have that's strong enough to fool them into thinking that all's well.
Right.
I don't know. I'm in over my head. I'm open to ideas. Whatever you all think, it's got to be worth more than what I've got between my ears.
I think if we want to potentially ambush Ing, then we should do so from the edge of the forest. I feel like staying here is more danger than we've bargained for. It seems stable enough, but I don't think this tower will last long against the onslaught of the forest. Not without its energy.
Right. Right, it was the magic battery that was pushing back all of that growth, so maybe...
Good point.
Nyx, do you know if there might be some hope that you could make use of your tree striding through any of the trees that actually belong to this forest, or would we need to backtrack to the more normal woods?
I'm not entirely sure. Either way today, I can't.
Right. Okay.
I'd try.
Okay. All right. Let's take stock of where we are, what our supplies are, what we need to get safely outside the forest. We can probably take up a defensive position somewhere within sight of the forest line. We can only hope that their party will be making their way here by about the same route we did. If they're coming from the opposite direction, I don't know what hope we have of anticipating them, but this seems to be the most accessible. The way that we came in through the forest seems to be the most accessible entry point, at least from the civilized side of the map. It was the path of least resistance that we took, so if they are trying to make use of the path of least resistance as well, presumably it will be this way.
Well, I think we should finish resting up and get a move on again.
Right. I can make use of Pass Without Trace 2 more times today, so if we need it, I can make use of it. I could even push a little extra into my magical reserves, squeak out another 2 if we need it, so let's reserve the one in the ring for emergency.
Okay.
So all of you begin to slowly quiet into the now uncomfortably quiet setting of the tower, which you hear kind of the groans and creaks. This thing is sitting atop a bed of trees that went like,
Oh, no.
because they were just not strong enough at the time. Maybe still not strong enough, unclear. But is currently sitting atop a bed of trees that tried to grow directly beneath it. But all of you begin to rest. But there's that tenseness to rest where you are in a position where you are ready to stand at any moment.
Unrestful rest.
An hour passes. You all take your long rest. I'm going to say actually an hour and 15 passes for everyone to get a long rest.
Short
Or
rest.
not
Short
long
rest.
Was
rest.
it short?
I was like, wow.
I
no.
only wanted to
You
check.
guys are like,
Wow.
"Yay!" Everyone starts cheering. Yay!
Nah. We
Uh,
ain't that lucky, guys.
An hour and 15 minutes passes, and that is where we are going to take our break. Thank you guys for being here, people who just showed up as we are now going to our break. But we're going to take a break, we'll get a snack and a drink, and we'll see where we can get to next. See you guys in 10.
Thank you, 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 137 of On the 137 Facts of Gods. We know what's going on. We all know what's going on. Currently, the party has just, lucky for them, been able to take a short rest. So, 10 out of 10. But that time is now currently passed. It has now been 2 hours and 15 minutes since you destroyed the Drom and Fenrir. What are we doing?
We should get moving.
Hey everyone, do me a favor and stay downstairs for just a minute. I'm gonna try something. And
All right.
Fenn's
Be
Fenn's gonna
careful.
take the opportunity when no one is near him to cast a cure wounds on himself, where he has the least chance of hurting anyone.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Okay, can I heal first? Does the magic go off before or after I heal?
It's kind of like a tag team scenario.
All right,
Boy.
Simultaneous.
So you
Cool.
heal, and also
cool. I'm gonna get back 9 hit points. That was this is worth the risk.
It seems worth it.
9 is more than where you were.
79. That sounds like a hostile number. Why does it sound so hostile?
And you
every
stand
number
next
is
to the
hostile.
balcony and hesitantly, with a shaky hand, go to heal yourself. And you know that feeling where you're startled because you see something out of the corner of your eye. And it's a normal sized butterfly that floats by. And then there's more of them, and they sort of make this sort of pillar around you as they fly and spin, and little different rose petals fall around and move through this invisible wind around you. And you're just
What is this Disney
taking it
princess?
all in. And eventually they just
I
all
wish we saw
fade,
this.
and you are left alone at the top of the tower.
Disney Princess Fen.
Okay.
Wow.
I think Fen would have tried to tiptoe through them and very carefully not touch any butterflies as he made his
they
way back
pursue you.
inside to the party.
They pursue you, and as you're slowly making your
Amazing.
way around them, eventually by the time you get halfway down the stairs, they sort of just slowly fade away gently without causing any harm.
Wow.
Did we get to see any of it?
Guys, that was a really weird experience I just had. Maybe this forest isn't entirely hostile. It's there were butterflies and flower petals and rose petals. Not the unicorn again, but the rose
Was
petals.
that the
Sounds more
forest,
like the
or was
wild
that
beast.
the insane magic inside this tower, which is sometimes beautiful and sometimes horrible?
I don't know. I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't either. I think we should leave.
Agreed.
Let's get out.
Start heading
Okay,
back
how
the
are we
other
going to help
forest.
Keld?
Should
You
we
guys
just...
could do another hour of moving rubble.
Oh God.
Uh,
Nyx, do you have any
we
capacity
set
to?
ourselves up there.
Have you got back any of your?
I have my wild shapes back. But
You could ferry us all down if you want, or Keld, do you have your teleportation magic back?
I have one misty step, but I don't know if that would help us.
Partway down the tower, and then
Yeah.
just has to eat shit for the rest of it.
Yeah, doesn't that only go like 30 feet, something like that?
Yeah.
And the tower's like 60 feet up.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
We've got climbing gear. We could use pitons, and we could rig up a harness under his arms, and he could hold on with his one good hand and be supported by his underarms and kind of abseil down the side. He
Will
wouldn't
it
have to
take
drive any
as
pitons.
long Will it take as long to do that as it would for us to just move this goddamned rubble?
Sounds like we should probably.
I mean, I
move
think it would
this
be
rubble.
easier to move rubble if we had Keld with 2 hands to do it, but
I've got one.
Held
that's...
with one hand is still quite formidable, I
I
must
think
And an
say.
arm.
Keld has done his part for this. Unless another sword needs swung, I don't think Keld needs to do anything. But, let's move the rubble.
Okay. I could drink my giant strength potion
Well,
No, not
to
a
have my
chance.
strength
That's...
higher to
No,
move rubble
no,
fast.
use that. No, not for this. We'll just take the time and move the rubble.
We can do
Fen
this.
has no idea how good giant strength potion would be. It doesn't matter. Recant that. That was metagaming.
I mean, Finn always seems to not be quick to want to use,
I
you know,
know.
items that are
I've
going to
had
be
it
used
for
up. That's
so
not
long.
a weird
No.
thing to say.
That's fairly in character for him.
It's not too weird to be like, are you sure you want to use this to move rubble? It would make it probably go faster, you think, Nyx, but you don't really have too much proof. You just know that you might be stronger.
Mm.
And Keld's down a hand. I think I need to. This seems necessary. So as soon as Fen starts saying, I don't think you should, chugs it.
All
like,
right.
I don't
Okay.
think-
Yep.
Awful, nasty, gritty,
Ew.
thick.
Gross.
Gross.
Oh,
How is
gritty
it?
is
All
the
of
worst.
these things, slimy. Why? It is like you just took a bunch of sand and just kind of put it in your mouth,
Them-
and you're doing your best to just like not have sand in your mouth. But Nyx, immediately you feel just a bulge of a vein in the side of your neck, and just like the straining of your arms. I mean, you feel
Muscle.
solid. You feel pretty damn
I can
solid.
do this. I'm gonna go move that rubble.
Let's do this.
Okay. Who is manning? I'm assuming Nyx is manning the moving of this rubble. And I'm assuming
Mainly.
it's not going to just be Nyx. So Nyx, go ahead and roll me strength with advantage.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I need to see what my modifier is now.
Probably a lot. If
Yeah,
you
it's
got
definitely
giant
not
strength.
the 0 that it was. I can tell you
Wow.
that much. Because it certainly was the 0. How do I do that? There we go. Okay, I get a +7. Got it.
Okay. Nyx makes her way over to the mess of your own making. That if somebody had tried to get in earlier, and maybe they did, but the door is certainly barred and covered in rubble.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, the second one's so much better. 25.
25. What would have been an hour job is now going to have been a 30-minute job. You guys killed Fenrir 2 hours and 45 minutes ago.
Jesus Christ.
As you now stare at this this opening, as Nyx is just kind of like grabbed rubble and just sort of picked it up and threw it, and picked it up and threw it and moved it to the side, and is a,
So
a
that's
nightmare
what a
in her
hill giant
own
can
right.
Mm.
Nyx, how long does this last?
Frightening.
An hour, so I still have half an hour.
Okay.
Damn. Hell yeah.
But now you are currently looking at the front door with like the heavy bar on it.
Whoop. I would assume. Let's check it for traps first, guys. Please.
idea.
I mean,
Should we-
everybody just did the lifting motion first
The
before
lifting
anybody
stuff.
said anything.
Yeah.
Should be easy to check for
Everybody
traps from the
just said-
inside, though.
Fine, I'll wait for a minute.
I mean, if somebody wants to look for traps, you are welcome to roll investigation.
Love to
Oh.
look for traps.
Yeah, go ahead, Nana. You do it.
Yeah, all right. I'll give it a try. Yeah, not my best skill, not my worst roll, but still not great. That's an 11.
All right. Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, good.
Don't
Ominous.
mind me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me.
Uh-huh.
This
Should've
door
gone
is
off the
the
balcony.
safest door you've ever seen in your goddamn life. No.
But I'll open it. It's fine.
Yeah, looks good, guys.
I'm gonna stand off to
Let's
the side.
go.
I think you should.
I got
No,
this.
Nana, you are confident.
I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be just fine.
I'm opening it.
Uh,
Doing the thing.
Nix, you just kind of grab one end of the bar and just go whoop, and just
Like, it's a door.
Yeet.
throw it into
Door.
the abyss.
Bye,
Um,
beach.
With that,
Can we say that the
investigation check-
bar, like, crashed into the remains of whichever one of those automatons was fucking with us earlier? That'd make me feel better.
I mean, it can hit some of the rubble that is these giant stone monsters. It's not going to do
Yeah.
anything to them, but it could
No,
just
I know. It'll make me
gently
feel
bonk
better, that's
off
all.
of them. I mean, you guys killed them. I don't know what more you need. You guys
Apparently we
murdered
need
those
more.
guys in
There's been
their
a
own
lot
home.
in here. There's been a lot
You
in
came
here.
to their
that's
house and
all.
murdered them.
And I took their eyes, so
Yeah.
And Nix has their eyes in her pockets. I don't know what else you guys want to do to these guys. They've been slipping and sliding on oil, having a terrible time, and you're like, no,
No.
insult and injury.
They're not
uh,
powered by their battery anymore. It's fine.
Yeah, if
Probably
they're
fine.
dead, what does it matter? Nix, you throw that to the side. You open the door, and you are looking out at a vibrant, active forest.
Mm.
see the door was
Oh
fine.
boy.
Told you guys, just fine. Yeah. Let's make our way out. I recommend that we make use of Pass Without Trace again. I really strongly feel that that was our saving grace coming in, not getting attacked by everything that lives here.
Right.
Agreed.
Let's go.
Roshan will get
Mhm.
Roshan will get Keld and himself with invisibility again.
Wow.
Okay. They disappear from and hey guys, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. We're happy to
Happy
have
to
you
be
here,
here.
Jillian.
Nana and Roshan, go ahead and give me D100s,
Percentile.
baby.
Yup. Here we go.
Give me something good. What do we got?
Rule
Hmm.
64, baby. I rolled a 64.
Cool. Roshan.
22.
It's not gonna be Rule 64, and that's gonna make me sad.
What?
I don't know what you think this game is about. I'm sorry, Roshan. What did you say?
22.
Thank you. Mhm.
Just trying to make a nice gift for my friend June. That's all.
Listen, June, write down one of the names in the comments, and I'll kill that character in the next 10 minutes.
Just for
happy
you!
birthday.
Oh,
Whichever
no.
one you want. That's up to you.
Ah.
22.
Bosh.
Yeah. You guys are like, it's time to disappear now. And boy, howdy do you, as a large fog cloud erupts from the space.
Great.
Amazing.
Roshan, you feel empowered somehow and realize you're like, I don't think that was me who just did that. But your thing at the moment is irrelevant and probably will remain irrelevant in this time. But you guys are currently there's a fog cloud that just engulfs all of you immediately. People disappear, then there's a huge fog cloud.
Oh god.
It's just a life you lead.
All right.
Roshan will grasp Keld's elbow and then reach to someone near him and say, I don't know who
Chain
that was, but we should all grab onto each other and quietly make our way out
Why are you touching me?
so we don't lose each other.
Yeah, Get over it.
Oh,
Well,
all
grab
right.
his other
That
arm.
makes
Yeah,
That
Nick
makes
just
sense.
get over and just trips your other arm.
I'm gonna call my butterfly friends.
At least you have an arm. Just kidding. Roshan doesn't say that.
Gift of gab, gift of gab.
Oh no.
Um, all of you, disorientated for a hot second, begin to make your way out of the fog cloud and into the forest. I need everybody to make a stealth check. If you are invisible, you roll with advantage, which means Keld, you're rolling a straight roll, and everybody adds plus 10. What's the passive perception of the forest? Let's take a look. Whenever people want to say numbers at me, this is an initiative. I'm good.
25.
30.
32.
40.
26.
Okay. It's almost like you don't exist. You realize immediately that making your way back through the forest is now much more difficult because you have drawn attention to yourselves from the tower. The forest, you already heard, was making calls, saying that something was here and that they should tell everybody. You guys were not quiet about combat, which who can be? And now there's a giant tower in the center. So you guys are
The
keenly
forest is
aware
upset.
that you are crawling through this forest. I'd love to know who is leading some sort of perception check to keep eyes on the wood around them.
I'll do it.
Cool.
Nice.
Roshan will. Never mind. They're both concentration.
It's a 27 to perception.
Okay. Fen, you are 100% the reason everybody is moving so slow. The amount of times you are like, you all have to stop moving. We have to stop moving and just let this horde of big lizards run by. Like, there's
God.
one point where this huge lizard walks by up on its double legs and it has like a little lizard on its back. It flickers its tongue, tasting the air. And then something slams against its body like a white string, and it is yanked into a nearby tree, and that lizard is obliterated by something. And you know something that could eat that lizard is nearby. So everybody
And
just
no.
sort
eat
of
us.
gets comfortable.
I wanted to be friends with the lizard.
Fen like
It
reaches
sounded
towards his
adorable.
pocket. He reaches towards his pocket for the jerky, and the lizard is
Nope.
immediately killed.
He was a
Kel,
lizard with a lizard friend on his shoulder. Come
he
on.
was. You could have had a pet with a pet.
That could have
and,
been his child.
wow. He was a father.
No.
What if that lizard was a daycare lizard? We don't know.
Maybe.
You know what,
Or
Nana?
they
I've
were
never
both
said this.
terrible monsters.
You know
of
what,
the
Nana?
future.
This forest is a nightmare. I don't like it here. I'm just going to say it.
I think we should only say it the once while we're inside it. Let's keep going.
Keld, your eyes catch onto something white sitting in a nearby tree, and you
Oh,
see it
no.
just this almost scorpion-like creature sitting up on a high branch, scanning and scanning. You recognize this as the thing that was trying to grab and pull you away.
I'm going to
And then
point
you
it
see
out
one
to...
about double the size
Oh, God.
Oh my
make its
God.
way away with a lizard in tow and kind of scamper off. But you all make your way slowly, agonizingly slow through this forest. And, you know, there are beautiful things. The forest in and of itself is gorgeous. And in some spots it is sweltering. In some spots it gets cold as it once was. And it's kind of shocking to the system as you begin to sweat. And then that sweat immediately freezes.
Wild.
But you make your way through. beautiful, gorgeous flowers of every color lining trees. Vines hang and move and sway just naturally. And you see giant birds with 6 feet take off from a branch and fly off. Just too many feet. You stop and feel something rumble on the earth next to you, and it just makes its way by. Not an aggressive rumble as a large worm you once fought, but
Twice
something
fought.
burrowing made its way. Uh, but all of you continue to move forward slowly, so quietly. And at one spot, you have to just sink in low and just wait. There are times where something gets a bead on your location, gets there, and then, wild animal brain is trying to figure out what's going on, that it smelled something and it sees literally nothing. That it heard something, now it can't see anything, it can't find anything. But you keep moving.
Must have
Uh,
been the wind.
Keld, as you make your way by, trying to skirt your way around this large flower, it sort of just, the petals unfurl,
Oh no.
and it just looks like there's jagged teeth in the center.
Oh no.
And you just continue to move around it like it's not there, just moving your way through. But eventually, the forest begins to get thinner and thinner and thinner. And you are at the edge of the forest, staring to the no man's land.
Oof.
Okay. And now we attempt to make it across the no man's land and to the other tree line. Do we need to do anything else right here, right now, before we do that?
Do we?
How long's it been since we left the tower? How much longer do we have on Pass Without
You
Trace?
are about to lose your shit in a couple minutes.
Couple minutes.
You're not going to get across the no man's land in a couple minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Recast it.
That'd be the safest option. I don't think that we should leave any trace that we've been here. We should not leave any indication to anyone that we've been here.
Well, I mean,
Let's
we
go
did
for
leave
it.
a giant broken tower behind us, but
Aside from that.
Anything obvious from the outside coming in on the off chance that someone we don't want to know has been beaten to the punch, comes across our tracks, I don't think that would go well for us.
You guys are welcome to use your spell slots.
I mean, why don't we just use the one in the ring?
Mm.
If you have the slot at the end of the night, you can just put another one in there.
There we go.
good idea.
I will take that option.
Roshan, are you casting another invisibility?
Sure am.
Okay, 2 of you are invisible.
Yep. Let's be stealthy, let's be stealthy. Let's get across this big old field.
So are you stepping into the no man's land and then casting?
No, we casting first.
Okay. Roll me wild magic, please.
Holy shit, for real? Fuck
Hundred
off, it was
percent.
the forest! Ah, it was the forest all along!
Of course it was the forest.
48.
Cool. 48.
And 94.
94 sounds spicy. Why does that sound so spicy?
They all sound spicy!
Something about 9.
79 ended up being pretty pleasant.
You're right.
10 out of 10 would 79 again.
Super conducive to stealth. Nana, you're
Oh, God.
once again a giant woman. As you feel your body grow and your head like breaks a full branch off. The shadows are doing their best to stick to your body. They're like, "We're trying, babe, but you're a big lady." And
Nana will
as you grow,
crouch.
uh, Roshan, you feel yourself like move upwards, and you're like,
Oh.
and you look down, and you're sitting on rose petals. She's back,
What?
baby.
Rose Petals the unicorn! I love
Um,
her.
So just a flashback to earlier encounters. Nana big again,
Oh.
and also Rose Petals the unicorn is here. Confused.
I suppose this is the best possible outcome? I don't know. Let's just get this
This
over
is
with.
silly.
Hi, Rose Petals. Have you seen Saga lately?
Makes horse noises.
I
Well-
could try speaking with him, but
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah,
Please
he won't be around for long.
I'm not very.
Roshan
I'm
will
afraid.
climb invisibly off of Rose Petals and say, "Best of luck in the forest, Rose Petals," and then gives him a little spank to send him into the forest.
Oh my god, you're just sending.
Rose Petals looks you in the eye,
Oh.
and you can
Can-
see like a beautiful shining magic atop its horn. That the second you slap its ass stops, and its face like sours, and it casually sits at the edge of the forest.
Ro, why
She's
did you
not
do
controlled
that?
by you.
He says, nope.
I heard that smack on her flank. Why did you do that?
Invisible Roshan will just shrug and pretend to be somewhere else.
I cannot hear you when you just shrug.
He
You
might
know
have gone
this.
left for all. He could be gone.
Should
Let's
we get
go.
moving?
Let's go. This is ridiculous. Nana's
As
just
you
like
begin to-
crawling on all fours, trying to stay low. She's a giant woman.
Yeah, you
What
make
an
it
image.
a few yards out, Nana, and eventually are just a normal-sized woman crawling across
Oh,
the
thank
snow.
God. Nana can stand again. Or crouch.
You look back and
Sneak.
see Rose Petals is gone, but she will not forget this.
No!
Oh no.
uh,
Ro!
she is a sentient being.
She is!
She said, no, sir.
Who had teleport. Interesting, good to know. You're
Ro!
What do you do with that? Three will it?
We need
It
to
only
find the
could have taken
unicorn.
like 3 of you. Anywho, moving along. Half of you could have gotten to safety back into the city and been so safe, while the rest of you, perished in
Weren't.
the woods to some wolves or something,
Great,
casual wolf attack.
Mm.
The auto mod is like, I don't like what everybody's talking about in the chat.
It's just what happened in the game, Automod.
No.
Chill.
The mod can't stop me, but all of you begin making your way forward. I would love stealth checks from everybody. If you are invisible, you have an advantage. Keld, yours is a straight roll. Everyone adds 10.
22.
22.
31.
I got the lowest possible roll I could have, but with the buffs I have going on and my normal stats, that's an 18.
So you rolled a 1?
Yes.
That was a fancy way of avoiding saying you rolled a 1. Interesting. Yes.
I got a 17 without rolling a 1,
Oh.
but
Okay. You all begin to make your way slowly across this very open no man's land, taking moments to kind of dip behind snowdrifts when you can, behind sort of just risen pieces of land where some rocks happen to be, just anything you can get to try and keep yourself covered. Because the thing is, you are helped by magic, But once again, it is a mostly just flat area. But Magic is doing her best. She is here to support where she can. It's just a struggle. But all of you make your way slowly moving. And Nana, you're a bit disorientated just from size shifting. Just
Mhm.
like during this moment, as the shadows sort of cling around you and kind of like make you a little dizzy for a second. There are moments where you just feel like you're not doing peak performance and you're hoping that the shadows are covering for you in this moment. You're like,
I hope so.
I'm not doing well right now. I'm delirious. I'm tired. I'm
I
I'm
lost a lot of
hungry.
blood.
I'm not doing well. Also, anytime
No.
you catch a glimpse of like Keld's hand, there is something that just twists in your stomach and you're
Oh
like,
no.
Uh-huh.
like you have to like
Mm.
read. You're like it's cool. You're fine. Push through.
Yep. Keep
You
moving
continue to
forward.
push, and you can see the beautiful, safe edge line of the wood as you approach it slowly, carefully, moving as a unit.
Mm.
Is anybody doing team perception for this endeavor?
Always.
Don't let it be me.
Always team perception.
Nana's like, don't speak to me.
Don't count on me right now. I'm not in a good position.
Hey guys, are we back in our favorite terrain now?
Not yet. You are kind of in a place
Okay.
straddling your terrain, and you haven't been there for an hour.
Cool. We're sitting at a 12 perception, baby.
Hell yeah, bitch, you're doing it. Fen, you feel like you're off your game, but you hope the ships are assisting you as best as they can. You're like, nobody could find me, even if they wanted to. But where is anything else? Like, you have a good bead on the forest in front of you, and there's no, like, apparent threats that stand out to you as you get closer and are, like, squinting through the snow and moving. And it grows closer and closer. This idea of safety.
What a concept.
Barely know her.
Hello? You hear a voice call out from the wood.
Fuck. Is it one we know?
Is somebody out there? Oh yeah, you recognize this voice in a heartbeat. This son of a bitch is standing right at the edge of safety. Ing stands mostly obscured by like a tree, and then occasionally will like kind of step back into it and move to the other side. Hello? I feel like it'd be better to talk if someone's there. That's just my piece. And sort of like raises a hand, and you can see us holding this staff adorned with these gems that sit at the top, and just
I bet that's gonna fuck up our day.
a quick hello. Maybe I'm hallucinating, and begins to like move their wrist, and it begins to spin, and you can watch magic being pulled in, almost like twisting shadows into its space. Hello?
Say
I'd
the
hate to
word.
hurt you. What was that, Ben?
Roshan says we should split up and starts moving obliquely from the group. So he doesn't get caught in a fireball or whatever bullshit this staff has.
Keld, go with Roshan.
I'm
Then-
fanning out with Roshan.
Nick, stay near me and Nana.
5, 4,
Split off. to the
3, and there is a sound like thunder that splits the air.
north side. Okay.
Let's see. He asked very politely,
He's
and is
Also,
going
nobody
to go
we
with.
want to talk to.
1 second. 1 moment.
Mm,
Don't mind me.
mm.
As all of you have kind of just like stopped and then quickly murmured to each other about directions and just have begun to peel off.
God, come on.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm being the baddest bitch I can be.
Oh no.
Okay. Would somebody roll me a d10?
Hmm.
Or, yeah, actually, any dice would work, so I'll keep going with d10. That was a weird request, but I'm still going with d10.
Uh,
I'll roll it. Maybe
it.
if I roll low. And of course I didn't. 10?
Okay.
Hmm.
What does it mean? What could it possibly
10 HP to us.
mean? We all heal 10 hit points. Uh, yeah, okay. That's only fair. It's only fair. Guys, hey, don't worry about it. Just getting into position.
What
worry
on
about it,
earth
don't
would
worry
we
about
be worried about? What could we
There we go.
possibly be worried about? Why would we worry about anything?
Just a friendly traveler.
Not.
Yep.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the person that could be seen at this moment.
I rolled a nat 20!
Wow.
Nice.
Good timing. Good timing.
I don't know how I managed it after that nat 1 stealth roll, but here we
The
are.
balance.
Okay, so we're going to half the damage.
Mm,
Yep.
Nani, you're going to take 24 points of necrotic damage
Jesus.
as the spot on which you stand. It is almost as if oppressive pulling energy just crashes into you and kind of pulls the air from your lungs, but you kind of scamper to push past it as you can feel your eyes water and then dry. I need you to see if you can maintain concentration on passing that trace.
Yikes.
12?
You took 24, so I think that's exactly what you needed. Yeah, you maintain concentration as he begins to move the staff again. One more chance, and just this big grin. I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Well,
I'll use this. Okay. Um, 20 to 25.
22.
Dirty 20.
So Nyx, 22. Fen, 20. 15 to 20.
19.
What is your dex modifier?
Dex mod is +3.
Okay. Nobody else in that space? Gotcha. 10 to 15.
10.
Mm. Is there any of you left? What do we got?
7.
Hey.
Mm.
And
Hmm. is that the team? I think so. You hear Ing's voice call out from an incredible vantage point, and once again asks, "Are you sure you don't want to talk? I should send somebody out to greet you." And you watch the head scan the space and then step casually behind the tree to end his round of him doing things. And then he steps behind the tree. You can see the movement of other figures in this space. He is not alone. Mm.
Nathan, if you want to bring the map in, you're welcome to. And if it's there,
I got it.
I think she's coming.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
Guys.
And see, today we get to use our imaginations, pretend she is snowy and she's never seen a plant in
It's
her
like,
life.
it looks so
Right, right,
nice
right.
here.
You're like, wow, this place rocks.
Wow,
It's
this
actually
place
really
is
nice
so
out.
nice. No, it's covered in snow.
You can see your friends sort of up and to the right of you in this sort of hilly wooded area that begins the forest you guys had come from originally.
So the perfect vantage point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Neat. Cool.
Rough stuff. Rough stuff, so says the timeline.
Fuck.
Says, I just want to put this out here for the people, by the people. I took Ing as a little pinpoint in time, and I set that pinpoint down on a calendar and a time. And I'm like, wherever that may be. And this is where it may be. And this happened to be where it may be. But with that, as all of you hear the voice ring out one
We
more
should have
time
just stayed at the tower.
maybe you want to talk, or we could come out to meet you. Nix, you are up, then you're on deck.
Yeah, I'm trying to see exactly where they're at. It's so hard. Maybe on the
they are
Twitch.
about like 100 and 125 feet away from you, up into
Oh.
that kind of.
Well then,
So far.
I have no reason to talk to this man.
I think that's valid.
So, around wherever he's at, would love to cast Call Lightning.
Hell yeah.
So it's got a 120-foot range,
Nice.
Oh, I love
And-
that.
60-foot
say-
radius.
Call
Ooh,
the
60-foot
lightning.
radius. Very
Yeah.
fun.
Very nice.
Get them all.
Please.
1 second.
Love that.
I
Love
wonder how
that.
many friends are with him.
Hard to
So
say.
the 60-foot radius is the size of like the storm cloud. Each
Yeah.
blast is
Yeah, that's
only
what I'm looking
a
at.
10-foot radius
Yeah.
Mhm.
or a 5-foot radius.
Yes.
So it is
Wherever
a
he
point.
is.
A point you can see within range, so you have to go next to where you think he is, because he disappeared behind trees.
It's fine. I'll get a little closer if I need to. I've got 30 feet of movement. See
Yeah, you can
better.
run forward 30 feet.
Yeah.
I'll let that assist in your
And
pinpointing.
pinpointing my new friend that I'm going to hurt.
I mean, you have perfect visuals on like a person. There's a person in there who you can see, but you could
Nice.
also just hope you're gonna glance in with something, which you might.
I would rather hope to get him. And it's if it does, it's a Dex 19 save.
Okay, he's gonna roll dex. Somebody's rolling dex here in this nightmare. I don't like it. That's a 19 on the dot.
All right, so they'll take half. So that's
He's taking half damage.
18, 24, so half to 12.
Okay. And the cloud remains. You are now concentrating
Oh
on
yeah, it's just there.
it. Nyx is 100% not obscured by anything anymore. You have to be stealthing to get that sweet benefit. That is no longer the case. Nyx is now out in the field. That is Nyx's turn. Is that your turn, Nyx?
I'll tell. You're welcome to talk if you want to.
There is no response.
Yeah.
Fen, you were up.
I would like to use my movement, which is a base of 35 feet. But this is the first round of combat, so 10 extra feet. So 45 feet of movement to see if I can roll a little to the right and see if I can see Ing behind whatever tree he's hiding behind.
I mean, you're welcome to run that way and see if you can get better eyes. So you run to the side, now officially fully visible as you go into a run away from the group. Let's see. Okay. Understood. You don't have eyes on Ing, but you get eyes on two other people.
All right. First person, I'm going to take shots at him until they fall.
Okay.
No sharpshooter on these, but one of them's a 15, one of them is a 25, and one of them is a 28.
Two of them hit. Make sure you, well, you didn't do sharpshooter. It's cool. Never mind. That's the opposite. I was like, wait a second. Nope. All is above board. So two of those hit.
All right. And is there anything on there that would have given me sneak attack? Was I hidden when I shot them?
No, you fully ran out to the
Okay.
side. You didn't hide. You just ran out to the side and started shooting.
Okay. All right. Let's get 11, 18. 18 damage on one of them,
Okay.
and 10 damage on the next.
28. Okay. One arrow strikes into a tree, and you watch one of them hit into this other person who looks in your direction and then pulls a bow off of their back to retaliate. Is there anything else, Fen?
Didn't two of them hit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah,
will
this dude
use
has
my
two arrows
bonus.
sticking out of his shoulder.
Oh, okay. All right. I will use 0 movement to drop prone. And I will use my bonus action to attempt to hide in whatever cover, concealment, snow I can.
Okay, based on we're gonna have to take into account a lot of this is just beautiful imagination. You can hide here. I'm gonna say with disadvantage, but your stealth is wild, so I'm not too worried for you.
I am also a wood elf, so I can also attempt to hide when only lightly obscured because of Mask of the Wild.
Sure, then do a straight roll.
Okay, cool. It's a 26.
Okay. That works for me. Fen lays down on the ground like Archer's Bane and hopes for the best.
Nana, you are up. Keld, you are the next. Wait.
Mm.
Yes. No, I'm not wrong. Actually, like, where'd Nyx go? I'm not used to you being right at the top of the initiative.
Normally at the
Um,
end, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nana, you're up. Keld, you're the next player character on deck. So what are we doing, Nana?
Nana feels bad after that attack from Ing hit. Very bad. Very bad. A breath away from falling unconscious bad. So she's making full use of Pass Without Trace and what precious scraps of consciousness she can cling to make her way to cover, hide, and drink down her last potion, which happens to be a pretty damn good one. And by God, it better be because, oh God, she has 2 hit points out of 88.
You make your way over, and the thing is, if you're taking a potion, you can't hide, but you can try to get cover. Hiding is an action.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will take cover and drink a potion because otherwise I'm not going to survive another round of combat, guys.
Ing gave you a beautiful way to survive a second round of combat. But that's neither here nor there, and it seems is neither here nor there. Certainly not here. Anything else, Nana?
Don't know what any of that means.
Oh, just that he offered to talk, and
Oh,
you would have survived
I
at least
see.
another round.
At least the one round, the round that it
You
took
would
for
have
him
had
to
at least
find us.
another round under your belt. You
Oh,
wouldn't have
yeah.
taken that hit, maybe. It's really a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a
He
toss
could have,
up.
you could have been like hello, and he could have been like awesome, and just
Ah, you!
zip zap that
Bye!
spot. But either way,
Yeah.
we don't know. We don't know this man's morals. We know they're not good.
I've not used a bonus action, I don't think.
I don't think so.
In which case, is Ing visible?
No.
Are any humanoids that are not my party visible within 60 feet?
I don't know if they're within 60 feet of you.
Okay.
Especially from your new point of hiding,
Yeah.
not a lot of people are visible to you.
Right. Let me see here.
Who's rolling aggressive amounts of dice? Who's here to hurt people?
Mac.
Oh, it's not me hurting. It's me drinking a potion of
Sounded
superior
like
healing.
10,000 dice, like somebody's just like finger of
It's-
death.
Potion of supreme healing is 10d4 plus 20
Supreme.
hit points.
Nice.
Jesus
I just
fuck.
wanted
Glad
to
you
see
had
whether or
that in
not
your
I would
pocket.
roll like all ones and so need to take my bonus action doing a second wind as well. But no, I didn't roll all ones. So no, I'm gonna call it here for my turn.
That is your turn, Nana. It's now somebody's turn up in the woods. A little hooded figure, wearing the hood of many occultists you have seen before, peeks out and looks over in the direction of Ing and sort of makes their way about 15 feet closer to the ledge.
Mm.
So he moves forward, and then you watch shuffles through their pocket, one more look at Ing, and pulls out this small crystal. Throws it as hard as they can in the direction of the no man's land. I'm going to make him roll for it because he's just a little guy, but okay, every dice went literally flying. Hey guys, it's the dumbest thing. Throws it in a beautiful arch through the sky. A beautiful spiraling arch. And it's gonna land right in front of kind of like where this kind of sort of hill begins. So it lands on the flat ground where you guys are. a bit ahead of that gentleman standing at the ledge. So it's no long it's on the same turf as you guys. You watch this crystal spiral and slam into the ground, and you hear a gentle click as it just shatters on impact.
Oh, good.
And you watch in the space something begin to pull itself out of what looks like a little
Great.
extra dimensional space. Um, you watch as something that looks like yeah, that one works for me. A mass of vines begins to twist and morph itself, ichor dripping from its body, vines making something vaguely living looking, but you are now greeted with the corruption you know and love. Right here in the field. That guy is gonna walk his happy ass, feeling pretty good, back behind that tree that he was just at after moving 15 feet forward and then goes 15 feet back. I'm now going to put this thing in the initiative. And that's what we have now. This thing just bursts onto the scene. Just this nasty, garbled image of nature and corruption. A stark contrast to what stands behind you back at the forest. Um, that's that guy's turn. All he did was throw something, and he's living the life.
Love that for him.
It is now Ing's turn.
Great.
What is the range on that? How far is Nyx from Ing? Thank you. He is going to step forward 10 feet and sort of scan the horizon. I respect your wishes. Do I have something to look forward to? And he points to the forest behind you. Because if not, this is a bit silly. And silly reverberates through the air. And I'm going to need Nyx.
If he kills us, he'll never find out until he gets there, and maybe he'll
Yeah,
get
that's a
crushed
waste of
by a
2
tree.
hours of his life.
I'd
One
love for
second.
him to get eaten by a lizard. Or that spider thing.
Nyx, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Nice. I don't get any pluses to this one, so this is
I
fun.
was gonna say, is it nice? I don't know.
Sweet.
That's a solid 6.
Oh.
Katie!
I can't control the dice.
You make them!
But you're their creator.
You literally... They owe their existence to you. They owe you.
They
Dice
demand
God.
the drama. And I have to respect that.
What?
Nyx, you feel sort of an extra weight on your body. Nothing incredibly oppressive. Like, it doesn't suit the buildup, right? Like, this man's like, ooh, big magic spell. You are just currently under the effect of Bane. So you're going to take a D4 away from everything, basically.
Okay.
So if you roll anything, we'll get to it, but you're just under the effect of Bane. And got baned. You know, everyone knows Ing's fancy catchphrase.
Put me in the dirt,
You got
daddy.
binged?
Me and the Dirt Daddy.
Oh,
He has
God.
the t-shirt on right now, actually. You get a glimpse of it as he casually kind of nods towards you, Nyx. And then steps right back behind that tree, giving himself all the coverage he wants, away from where he saw arrows fly out and some magic came from the sky. Can't avoid that. But he angles himself away from the side the arrows came from. Everybody else sucks to suck. The rest of his team, oh well. That's Ing's turn as he goes back behind cover. And the thing on the ground begins to lurch forward and move. Now, how far is Nyx from this thing on the ground? That doesn't look like very far.
Nah.
Not at all. Nyx is the only one I can really see, and she's the closest. This thing bulldozes right ahead,
Guys.
leaving just like ichor in the snow as it drags itself forward.
So bad.
It's gonna make all of its attacks against you.
That's fine.
Uh,
Sure.
first attack. It's totally fine. If we're gonna roll like that, it really might be fine. 15 does not hit.
No.
This mouth made of like broken bone and like rotted wood goes out and lunges at you, and you sort of dodge back out of the way as you watch this tendril whip out and swing at you. All right, bye. The first tendril whizzes over your head as you duck, and the second one slams into the side of your body, sort of knocking the wind out of you, dodging most of this thing's attacks, which is a little rude, but that's fine. You're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are currently grappled.
That's fine.
So everything is now attacks are at disadvantage for you, but you'll be fine. So speed 0, a lot of restrained fun. That was the 2 attacks from it. It's content. It just enters your space and just begins to
Nice.
throw tendrils.
I'd love a Constitution saving throw
Yeah.
since it's in my space.
Is this the first time we're going to get to see a lot of spore damage?
Any
Maybe.
spore damage?
Come
That
on.
is an 18 on the dice.
So that's no.
Damn.
That's
It
fine.
just missed almost all of its attacks.
Yeah.
Let him have one thing, guys. Let this abomination have one thing.
No.
Isn't your DC 19, Katie?
No, for that one it's 17.
Not for this.
Oh, damn it.
But also that was not with its constitution added.
Yeah.
That was just the dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was higher than that. But either way, one day we'll get somebody with sweet spore damage.
One day.
That's its turn. Keld, you are up. You're still invisible, but you no longer have pass without trace as Nana has booked it away from you.
Right. That's okay. So, question. Does this abomination count as undead?
Why, it most certainly does. You'd recognize an undead anywhere.
That's what I thought. Cool. Is that thing within 30 feet of me?
How far is it?
Oh.
So it seems you might have to dash to get to it. Or do
Gotcha.
something, or, use something that would make make the distance less aggressive. If you were to just be like, and I'm 30 feet closer. Anywho, I punch it in the throat. But that's up to you if you want to use that now or not.
What are you
If you
referring
want to
to?
wait and delay your turn, maybe Roshan could help.
You know what? I suppose I'll do that.
Keld is going to move down in the initiative. And I'm just going to put him below Roshan.
At the bottom.
Perfect.
What he's used to. Down there. Keld, you look at the distance, and Roshan says, "Give me a second." And you're like, "All right."
And with that, Roshan, it is your turn.
Roshan is going to let go of invisibility, so we both become visible, and then instead cast haste on Keld.
There you go.
So that's double movement speed, +2 AC, which you can just keep your shield on because you can't. I don't. Jillian, can he
Yeah.
wield a shield with Stumpy Hand?
See, I was gonna be kind of polite about it. I was feeling polite, but I will say I want to put this on the table. You can have your shield. If something jostles you in an aggressive way, there are going to be saves to like try and keep the shield on your person instead of
That
having
makes
something grip. You're
sense.
just kind of, it's just
Yeah. It's just
tightly kind of put
on
onto you.
on the
So
Right.
arm
it's,
and up
so
against the
you're good
body.
for now.
So yeah, then a +2 AC, advantage on deck saves, and your speed is doubled. And you have an extra action to take an attack.
Yeah. One extra attack, right?
Yep. Oh,
Cool.
no.
Hmm?
It is an attack action. It is not just a single attack.
I am
Oh.
almost positive haste is just one attack.
I will. I'm not going to argue, but. Oh, yeah, there. It is in parentheses. My eyes just
Ah.
skipped the parentheses.
One weapon
Yeah,
attack
I was
only.
like, I feel it because the fighter ability lets you have the full thing, but haste does not.
Mm.
Okay.
Um,
That's
and
too crazy.
then, uh, if you'll let me cast the rapier runaway, make
I
me
don't
runaway.
think so because that's
Okay.
it's another action or
Um,
another spell.
yes, it is another spell. Then I will run it and find cover.
We'll just put you behind that tree. Yeah, we'll put you behind that tree.
Yeah, I would have gone further away from the action, so that's perfect. And I'll call out after Nyx, "You got it," and give you a bardic inspiration, and that's my turn.
I don't know if you're close enough. You don't have any bardics left.
They come back on a short rest.
To you. And I'm gonna say you did it before you ran away because I think that'd make you close enough to do it, and then you book it away.
Yeah.
As a kindness, because what a nightmare we've all been thrust into.
I
But
hate it
Roshan,
here.
you know what? I don't like any of this. Uh,
This.
this in particular. That is Roshan's turn. Keld, you can feel your eyes vibrating.
Yes.
What's up?
I am
You clear that
caffeinated.
distance? This is
I'm gonna clear that distance
yeah. You make it
and
to the
attack
thing.
that abomination.
Attack that abomination.
Get it. Hmm.
Hmm.
Would a work brain would a 14 hit this thing?
A 14 just hits. It's a
All
big
right.
it's a big goo monster. It's not the quickest thing in town.
Cool. All right. Excellent. So I've got one hit on him. Gonna try to hit him again since I am hasted. Perfect. That's gonna hit him.
If you'd like to also do your you get a third attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's cool. So,
Don't worry, boys. I have my calculator. I'm gonna be damaging this monster so quickly you won't even believe.
all right, that guy's gonna take 63 damage then.
All right. Oof.
Keld, quickly and swiftly, you just make your way across the snow, kind of pulling free of these shadows, and the invisibility just kind of peels off of your body as you run forward at inhuman speed and just bring your sword down on top of this thing. And you can feel that your shield begins to jostle, and you're just aware of it. You're aware that that could be an issue at some point.
Yeah.
Anything else, Keld?
No, I'm gonna stay right there.
Perfect. You love to see it. It is now some Ing friends. Two other people move their way and shift into view. The one that you had seen had kind of like rips one of the arrows out and sort of scans the horizon and watches you fully dip out of view, Fen. Shrugs and then turns focus towards somebody else. And the one across the way yells, "You look like shit, do the thing. I'll hit." And that person pulls out their bow, and the one who pulled out their bow stops, puts their bow kind of at the side, and pulls another crystal from their pocket.
Oh, great.
Oh my god.
And they are going to walk over closer to the direction where Fen hid from their kind of their sweet cliff scenario, if he's able to get any closer, and is just going to try and huck it that direction. Yeah, that's a pretty good vantage point.
They
He's going
got
to do
the
his
high
best.
ground.
They have the high ground. He's going to roll for it.
You underestimate our power?
This crystal is going to land about like halfway. It does not make it to Fen, but crashes into the earth. And you hear something like in this shrubbery begin to like pull itself out to exist. That one's going to be the sweet centipede, if you have that sweet centipede for me. If you have a cool centipede, yes, thank you.
Look at
Think
that little
y'all,
guy.
the centipede is going to enter initiative. He's not a centipede, just I'll get to him in a second. That's not a very good initiative now, is it? Okay. That one does that. The other one is going to pull out his bow and take a gander at the people out in the open and his best better the siblings. That's what we got in play. So he's going to use a bonus action to add some damage to this roll if it hits. And is going to take its first attack against Keld. Lets loose, and it shatters against your shield. This first attack, and then the second one. Now that's a little better. Does a 19 hit you, Keld?
That'll just hit.
How neat.
No,
Wait,
because
no,
you have
'cause-
haste.
Just kidding, it
Haste.
doesn't. I got confused if we were sticking with 19 or not.
Well, yeah, your AC is, you still have your shield. You have everything.
Yeah, I just forgot because we were like, do I? And then I was like, oh, yes, I do.
100%.
So,
You're
no,
in.
it doesn't hit.
2 arrows explode against your shield, leaving you unharmed. This dude, both of them are gonna try and duck into whatever they can within. If there's anything within range, and if they can't get to something within.
Oh, no.
That one out there is kind of fucked. So he's gonna go prone. So the other one is going to duck behind a tree. Yeah. Yep. The one out in the open is just kind of like, I'll try too. See if it works. That is their turn. Hold on, these things actually have. This thing is before this thing, which is lucky. We are back at the top of the initiative. Nix, you are up. Fen, you're on deck.
Great. I can't do much because of all these things. So
Yeah, you're currently grappled and restrained. Doesn't really like affect magic, but
doesn't affect that there's a giant storm cloud in the sky and
No, it
can
doesn't.
strike somebody. So if I can see any of them that there's actually another one within 5 feet of it, I'd prefer to go for that. But if not, wherever Ing is in that general area.
I bet you could, based on like the 60-foot nightmare that's swirling in the sky. Um, um, yeah, I'm sure you could hit that guy who's trying to hide. But what's that going to do against magic? There's a person you see clearly.
We'll go with that one.
He's just standing out there like, ah, shit.
So it's a 19 dex save.
19 dex save. Believe in you, champ. 17, 18, 19. That's a 20.
You
You know, if they could roll better on their attacks, that'd be, I think, personally, my
Fine.
want.
It's fine. They still get
Fine.
half. So that's 15. 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
Yeah. Then, gosh, I have almost no bonus actions. So
They don't let spellcasters fuck around that much.
they don't. They don't let me do much.
Because
for
that would
bonus.
be a nightmare.
So I'll just ask for my con save now since my reaction's back from our monster in front of me.
19. These spores are swarming around and like landing on it, and it's just its body is ever shifting. It's hard to fully grasp it with the entirety of the spores. Anything else, Nyx?
No, I'm dealing with this thing in my face.
Yeah, that's valid.
Can talk to Ing later.
Talk to you in a minute. Nyx, that's your turn. Fen, you are up. Nana, you're on deck.
So there's a slime master, or a slime monster, rather, like fucking with my homies.
Yeah, you
two
see
shot.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 shots at that thing with sharpshooter.
All right.
19 and a 15.
Both of those are going to hit.
Okay, sorry. Bonus action, Hunter's Market.
Okay.
Can I do that now?
That's the last time it'll certainly happen, yes. But I will.
Okay, cool. Cool. So... 36 points of damage with one of them. And 18 points of damage with the other one. Actually, yeah. And I'll use half of my movement to stand up and backpedal back the direction I came from, left and
So,
back.
How many feet?
15 if I'm having my
half.
movement rounding
Cool,
down.
thank you.
Yeah,
you take some steps back and you hear some rustling in the underbrush ahead of you, and you're like, okay, backing up. Okay. Fen, that's what you got. Nana, you're on deck. Roshan, you are the next player character on deck. Or Nana, you're up. Roshan, you're the next player character on deck. That order.
Okay, all right. I want to maintain my concentration on Pass Without Trace as long as I can. To that end, can I actually see the creature that's aggressing on Keld and Nyx from where I am?
It has some cover, but yeah.
I would like to Slayer's Prey it, which does not require concentration or a spell. And I would like to, as stealthily as possible, make my way to a vantage point where I can more easily hit it with a weapon attack.
Okay, you have to take into account that you're not actively stealthing at this time. It takes an action to
Okay.
stealth.
I see.
But you can start moving towards it around the underbrush, but you are not hidden in the sense of fully hidden.
Hmm. Okay. All right. I'm going to yeet a spear at it.
Okay, putting on at
with
that like halfway marker near that bush, yeah.
Mhm.
And now you have full line of sight on it.
All right. Yeet that spear with Slayer's Prey. That gives me an extra d6 of damage for it. Assuming I can hit, and I'm hoping I will. See what we can do. Nat 1 on the dice. Attack
All
again.
right.
Boo-boo.
Are you kidding? It's another nat 1.
Spears go wide and reappear at your
Yep.
sides.
Eat those dice.
It's the Nana dice. I can't eat them. I paid good money. But, uh... cool. Going to... roll back into cover and figure out my life, I guess. And end my turn.
Okay.
Tried.
Little cultist in his little hood, and he's gonna take a peek and look at the situation. Realize. I see. And is going to just go back behind his tree, and he is done. He had nothing else to do.
Smart man.
Yeah. That is now Ing's turn, who steps out from behind his tree and takes another look at the surroundings and looks towards you, Nyx. You're the only one who's engaged in conversation. Very polite of you.
Very kind person, you know.
He's gonna step forward. Oh, look at him. Beautiful. He's gonna walk forward 15 feet. He's gonna take a look at Nyx. And he just gently stamps the staff on the ground. And a wisp moves, a shadow twists and turns down the edge of the mountain and towards you. And hits you like right in the feet. Like you feel it try to latch on to you. 1 second. Yeah, okay. And you feel paper thin. But nothing happens. Nothing else happens. You just feel heavy and just something feels wrong. You don't feel good, but you have not taken any damage. Nothing strange has really happened besides the sensation. And Ing's like, I'd say last chance, uh, but I don't think we're listening to each other. So it is, and is going to step back behind his tree. Be silly not to. That was an action. Bonus action. This guy's wild. And right next to. Yeah, put this behind Keld. As he begins to make his way back, another flick of the wrist, and just a shadow whips through the air, and just a writhing sort of staff made of shadow stands behind you, a weapon spectrally moving in the space, and it gives you the bonk.
No.
No, please. I have children.
No bonk.
Bonk. No, I beg of you. He's gonna cast it at that. He's gonna upcast it. He's not a little bitch. Not a little bitch. It's gonna roll to hit. That's a 25 to hit. You, Keld. And you're going to take 9 points of, I believe, force damage. As this just like writhing, twisting weapon just begins to wail on you. Just starts blasting.
Great.
That is Ing's turn, and we are now moving to the goo monster's turn. And that goo monster is slowly sinking and misshapen and dipping. It looks bad. This guy looks terrible. As terrible as a goo monster can look in this economy, you know? So he's going to take his bite against Keld. He feels pretty content as he has Nyx restrained. And sort of, he's like, oh, hey, man.
Chomp.
20 doesn't hit anymore, does it?
Nope.
All right. And then it's going to take another bite attack. Okay, that one might hit. 26.
That'll hit.
Oh, neat. You take 10 points of piercing damage as bone and splintered wood dig into your side, and you have to like push it away with your shield, just wrenching yourself free. And it's going to attempt to use its tentacle to see if it can get you as well. The tentacle goes wide and past you, and you just watch this appendage of its body, unable to be contained, just goes flying. Just this appendage can't stay together, goes flying, and lands on the ground a mess.
Well,
That is that from him. Second. And Roshan, it is your turn. Keld, you are on deck.
Roshan can't do a whole lot. So he's going to cast, what's it called? Not Unseen Servant.
I'm here. Would you like me to pick up something that's like 5 pounds? I'll do it.
Is it Spirit Guardians?
Not you. He's going to cast Eldritch Blast at the Vine Mound.
Perfect. Let's do one at a time. Super casual play.
get him.
Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Okay.
Look at this guy.
Then that's a 20 and a 27.
The 20 explodes this thing into a rain of goo on the horizon.
Love it.
So you still have one left.
Okay. How far am I from the secondary monster? Yeah. I can reach.
How many?
Oh,
Oh, 95. Okay.
then I do have it. So that one was a 27, or do you want me to re-roll?
Did you keep it?
Is that
So
okay to
what
hit?
card-
Or do you want me to re-roll?
Yeah, you can keep it. Give me some dabblage. The internet, I'm so close, please.
Please.
Try one more time, Joshua, or type it for me. 1? Just type it out for me, please. I'm not smart. I can't read. Uh, um, Roshan, is there anything else? I'm gonna move on. Love you, Keld. It is your turn. This thing just turns to goo mound in front of you.
Oh. um. Then
Oh, it is 1. I am smart. Okay.
Hmm?
I did it.
I'm assuming I can see that centipede lad.
Yeah, you can see him over there.
I'm gonna make my way over to him and start swinging.
Go ahead and give me roll me acrobatics to see how affected you are by this vaguely difficult terrain.
Acrobatics. Beep, beep, boop, boop. 11.
You know, I think with an 11 and the amount of speed you have, yeah, bitch, go rock his shit. Sure, go
Nice.
rock his shit.
I would love to. Ooh, all right. That'll hit. I assume AC's the same.
No.
Oh,
This
okay.
is, you get in front of this. You're the first person to get like really good eyes on this thing.
Yeah.
It is a long spine of a monster, and it looks like one of Bosch's like special projects. It is just an amalgamation of spines and arms crafted into something vaguely resembling a centipede.
We don't
It's
like that.
horrific and also seems very pointed, Keld. Oddly pointed. Uh,
Pointed?
but you clear the distance and are upon this arm abomination.
Does a 22 hit him?
A 22 does hit.
Cool. Start this process real quick.
let me get my d8s, Jillian. Ba, 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 ba.
Yes.
Like, it can't be that expensive to get somebody who sits next to you during a game and just like counts your damage, right? Like, there's just like a little guy that
Just a
you
little
pay in
guy.
like coffee and pizza because he's a volunteer, and he counts your dice for you.
Does a 15 hit him?
A 15 does hit.
Yay. Hallelujah. Alright, then I got all 3 attacks in on him. That will give me
Yeah, tell me the damage, my guy.
45 damage.
45, Jesus Lord.
Perish.
You send arms flying in every direction as
God.
this thing at the top is now just mostly spine and
The
like
irony.
kind of just teeth made of shattered bone at this point,
Amazing.
but it is still moving. Anything else, Killed?
Nope. I'm here.
Okay. All right. It's the spine's turn. The centipede of arms. It's kind of like gnarled mouth. You're unsure, but something unhinges near the top, and your brain says that's probably a mouth. Unhinges, and just ichor sprays in your direction
No.
and just goes to hit you in the face.
Disgusting.
I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
I missed my thing. There we go. Oh, God. 24.
You put your arm up, and this ichor just like slaps into it hard, and you can hear like the gentle sound of sizzling.
Mm.
And you think on skin, that probably would have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh. And after that, he did his best. The two archers. The one who goes prone is going to stand up and scan. You watch as he kind of goes over and aims towards Nyx, and you can hear Ing's voice, I've got it, thank you. And he stops. And he scans the horizon and. Thank you.
Hmm.
Fen, were you able to hide? I don't think you did.
Nope, nope. I'm
Okay.
right out in the middle of
I
nowhere.
don't mind me, just in the middle of nowhere. He's going to take his attacks against you. He's going to use his bonus action. I never do it this way, but they've been rolling terrible. To add to the attack roll. I don't think he needed it, but you waste your bonus action. Make a fool of me. It's over a 20. Um,
That'll hit.
Hmm.
fool you once, shame on me. With the first hit, you take 10 points of damage, Fen, as this arrow hits into you.
Ow.
And then is going to do it again. Nana has a little cover, which, why would I do that? He was told not to hit Nyx. I can't see Keld from where I am, so one more to Fen.
Nice.
13, 19 to hit.
Still hit.
Nice. And 8 points of piercing damage.
I will half the first one with my reaction.
Okay. That's fine. Try to catch it next time before the next attack happens, but
Oh,
you're good
all
this
right.
round.
Cool.
Yeah, totally fine this round. So you have that one, kind of reaching a hand up and catching it just as it's like about to sink in incredibly deep, and you're like, I pulled a rust, but there's still an arrow kind of digging into your body, and you gotta yank it out.
Yeah.
Pulled a
Oh,
rust.
this sucks. How does he do this?
You're like, oh man, if only I could catch yours and just throw it back at this stupid man's face.
I'll never take monk levels to find out.
I'll never learn. And then the other archer who kind of looks over at his companion, he's like, yeah, you got it. And reaches into his pocket as well, pulls out a crystal, and is going to throw it. Where is he? Yeah, he'll throw it in the direction where like the vine monster was. Let's see how good he does. Not good at all. It lands like in the shrubbery kind of beneath him. Just the cracking of this like glass, this sharp sound as another mixture of arms and spines comes ripping out of the underbrush,
Oh boy.
ready to join in. Uh, kind of oddly like catty corner on a rock, but is now in play. And if any of the archers within 30 feet can get to a tree, they will. But if not, they will go prone. And as multiple things begin to pull their way out, one of them fallen and gone, Keld, the one in front of you, barely holding on,
Mm.
and some lovely friends who have the high ground.
Mm.
That is where we are going to stop for today. Thank you all for being
Lovely
here. We really
friends.
appreciate it. We love telling you a story sometimes. Sometimes everybody has a really bad day. And if it makes anybody feel better, this is also a pretty bad day for Ing, who just kind of wanted to go for a stroll in the woods and do some cult stuff.
And end the world, no big.
Yeah, he had plans. And this
He had
kind of wasn't on
plans.
the list.
He didn't
Hmm.
want to go to dinner with his mom on next Tuesday. He wanted to end the world
Just
first.
find a letter in his pocket, and it's like, "Dear Mom, I'll see you next week. We can have dinner then." Uh, oh no.
Oh
Ha
no.
ha ha! I'll end the
Someone's gotta
world
tell him.
first.
I'll see you later, Mom. Kisses.
Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story here at the Dice Cult. We got the stuff and the things happening. If you head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult, you can watch all past episodes of On the Backs of Gods. You can watch one shots, other D&D games, Vampire the Masquerade, whatever suits your fancy. We probably got something that suits said fancy. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. If you'd like to keep up with all of us, we are at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to Katie's Dice. Once again, link in the chat. If you want to, Katie's like, I guess. If you want some sweet dice to cause your own chaos, by howdy, go for it. Sorry, I'm dealing with by howdy. It's my favorite type of
Bye,
guy.
howdy.
Anywho,
That's the sign off
Dr.
line from now on.
Yes.
Bye howdy.
Bye, howdy.
Thanks
Shoot
again.
dang.
We appreciate it. We'll be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys then. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.
Take care.